Mustangs got that first one. It's been all Stanford since. They renew the engagement here in the 24-25 campaign, and we are underway with the Cardinal controlling the opening tip. They run through Reynaud. He has been first class this season, getting better and better, culminating in this senior campaign. Here's a look at the starters for Stanford. We'll talk a lot about Reynaud, of course, but a lot of other talent here. Jalen Blakes has been a welcome addition, the transfer from Duke. Here's the give to Kamen at the shot clock buzzer, and Aiden Kamen able to hit.
And all set up by the drive by Jalen Blakes.
Quick movement, Cal Poly wasting no time, loaded up 3 balls. Back iron, and Reynaud is there for the rebound. Stanford now looking to push in transition. Sellers.
For Cal Poly, you've got to keep the taller Cardinal off the glass. They keep a lot of balls alive.
Some good height out there. 7'1" Reynaud. Thought about the triple. Kamen goes 6'10". Some big bodies down low. Looking in for Reynaud. He'll draw a lot of attention. A double, maybe a triple team. Little save there. Shot clock to 5. Double clutch, and drawing the foul, that was Osiah Sellers, the USC transfer. Awesome year for the Stanford, now 6-1.
But he's another unselfish player. He's put up some numbers, but he hasn't put up big numbers, but he can.
4-0 start, little pick and roll. Nice dump to the hoop, and Kuntz is there.
Now they attack the rim. Now you think they're just a three-point shooting team, but they're really adept of getting inside of the basket to the rim.
Blakes, Reynaud, the hook on the turn. Rebound corralled there by Kuntz. A little trouble getting out of the backcourt. Now the Mustangs on the move. They're 4-4 on the year, coming off win over Grambling and letting it go from deep. Their mantra, let it fly.
Well, and they did that because, again, there's really no point guard, designated point guard. Whoever's got the ball will lead the break. And so now defensively in transition, you've got to get back and get the ball stopped and match up the players.
Just that fast. 5-4 now. They're in front. Stanford staff, Kyle Smith, well aware of the challenge this Cal Poly team will present, not taking them lightly at all. Shot clock winding down to 6. Blakes. Back iron on the three-pointer. Cal Poly now in transition. This is where they can be absolutely deadly. Drawing a crowd. Good pressure there from the Stanford Cardinals.
Attack. It's not just one or the other. It's both.
There's a look at head coach Kyle Smith, year 1, leading the Stanford Cardinal. Blakes now as Reynaud looks to set up shop. Instead, they'll swing it. Benny Gieler's come on. Little Euro through the lane. The kick to Agarwal. That's pure.
Great setup by Benny Gieler. The Euro created the three-point shot. Nice job by Gieler coming off the bench.
7-5 lead. Two teams that can get up into the 80s, so we could see a flurry of offense here tonight as a whistle there. Sellers on the bump.
I think point guard in the first several games, and there he goes on a steal.
The takeaway by Gieler to the hoop, scooping and hitting. Instant impact off the bench.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, you stole my words. How about the impact on the game? So far, that's pretty quick.
Again, intensity, pressure on the defensive end, a tie-up, and the Poly. Year 1 for Mike DeGeorge, so a couple of coaches in their first season with new programs, having to retool those rosters. 3 ball on the way here. And Reynaud there to control that board on the Isaac Jessup try. Now Gieler looking to go coast to coast. Sellers going baseline. Good kick. Close out there from Cal Poly. Now left alone. Triple. Just circling around the rim. Good fight there from Sellers. Huge. And just about a near line change for Cal Poly, as off the baseline there on the inbound, Gieler can't connect from downtown. Cal Poly, they want to run and gun. They'll keep the bodies fresh. Here's Hyder, draws a crowd. And now Bondol to the basket, off the window. Tough finish inside for Peter Bondol.
I don't know how he got that up off the glass. He like a pinball machine. He knocked around and off 3 Stanford defenders before he finally got that shot off.
Ended up bumping into his own guy on the way down as well. Sellers now probing that defense. Everyone fades away, just coming up short. I think he was surprised to find himself that open.
You're right, Craig, because he was wide open.
Here's Bondol, the freshman from Slovenia. Giving off now, Mac Rineker. Thought about that step back 3. Shot clock to 15. The dive once again to the basket, up fake, and finishing around the hoop, it's Ethan Menzies.
Well, I like their ability, you know, Cal, the Mustangs, to be able to go up and finish around the basket. They're really clever inside.
9-9 score now. Menzies, a guy that has battled through a variety of injuries, missed 2 full seasons essentially. Good to see him back healthy. Reynaud, top of the perimeter, all net. Maxime Reynaud drills it.
Greg, how about no hesitation out of your 7-footer? I mean, he gets it there. It's automatic. He's going to put it up if you give him an inch.
40% from downtown coming in, but on the other end, the Mustangs and Mac Rinneker wasting no time.
They must, as a staff and program, spend a lot of time on those block areas, just working on footwork, because they're so good down there. All of their players know how to finish around the rim.
This is a veteran group, a couple of guys in their 6th year. They have been around. Reynaud, meanwhile, just too big.
Well, if you don't know this, Benny, you know, he likes to go up that right shoulder with the left hand. He's so good with his left.
Elliott now, a little one-on-one, going up against Sellers, and didn't have
guys that can coach, and they absolutely have some guys that can play who are experienced. So I think you're going to see those numbers go way up. 6
seasons at Colorado Mesa, 5 straight NCAA tourneys the last 5 years, 2 Sweet 16s, and last year 29-5. And no matter the level, as you said, that's still winning basketball. It translates. Shot clock to 10. Blake's fading and gets the rattle.
Yeah, he gets inside into the paint. He's pretty tough to guard.
Kick, and we'll keep it down.
That's one of his signature moves.
Had a breakout performance against Grand Canyon, career high 22 points in the loss. Good swing. Driving baseline and trying to stuff off the mark. That was Luka Tarlach coming up just short. Now Blake's in transition, trailer, loaded up from 3. And that's off the side rim as Anthony Batson has come on. Moving backdoor and a whistle. This Cal Poly team, coach, they do not stop moving.
Oh, how about the back cut? I mean,
intensity.
Well, the other thing they're doing is they're outscoring Stanford 8-4 in the paint. And really, I would have count that as 2. That's 10-4, because they've got the ability to attack the basket, you know, and that's an advantage for them against a lot of teams.
Gieler left alone, all net from 3-point land. Benny Gieler knocks it down.
A huge shot from Benny.
Quickly the other way. And a takeaway, the rip. Akpara now, and he loses the handle, trying to save that ball, keeps it in bounds, and Cal Poly able to recover. Coming up on the 12-minute mark here, first half. Akpara now. He draws the crowd. Top of the perimeter 3. The height there for the moment paying dividends, but Cal Poly hustling, coming up with that board. Jessup, the give to the basket, what a stuff! Rebound controlled there by Tarlach. Skip it to the corner. Ends up being an alley-oop, and Tarlach, after he was denied, just stuck with the play.
Well, and Stanford could never quite catch up with the ball, Greg. I mean, now we have an... And he doesn't just give you the offensive end, he gives you the defensive end as well.
And he's such a focal point. He opens up avenues for other guys on the court. He draws a crowd, gets everyone else involved if he's not the one scoring.
Well, Stanford's in the zone now, Greg. They've gone out to the zone. They're playing the 2-3. Good move, actually good call by Cal Smith. I like it.
Jessup tries to shoot over it. Dangerous pass there. Reynaud quickly moving towards the bucket with the left.
Well, you know, they couldn't get the ball inside enough to Maxime Reynaud, you know, and they did. And there's Benny Gieler getting out in the passing lane. But wow, you're going to be difficult, because going into every game, he's at the top of the scouting report. He's at Stanford back in the zone again, Greg. Nobody get out to the corner. Got a little bit fortunate there.
Cal Poly will take that all day. A air ball from Tarlach from downtown. Left all alone. Looking to roll, and a little missed connection there between Agarwal and Reynaud.
You know, it's interesting, and Maxime Reynaud, he said, you know, he took responsibility. Like, hey, my hands weren't up. You looked for me, and I should have been ready. I like that in a 7-foot leader. I mean, whether it was his fault or not, I like anybody that takes responsibility. Zone's still there.
Hyder. Gonna move around this zone, see if they can't maybe shoot over it or drive through it. Spinning and a shuffle.
Well,
a couple of minutes here for Carl.
And it starts in a 2-3. turns into a man-to-man after a pass or two, or depending on where the ball is on the floor. That defense has always been good for him.
Smith coming over after an excellent run with Washington State, knows how to build a program. Gieler thought about that step back. Instead, Reynaud, not shy, cans it.
Speaking of not being shy, a 7-footer that never hesitates when he's got the ball up there. He tees it up and lets it go.
He had 29 and 11, as we showed you earlier, against Grand Canyon. Can absolutely fill it up for this Stanford team. And his growth from his freshman season till now, so impressive. Shot clock to 8. Timer now to 5. Little post up down low, lefty jump hook. Mac Rinneker, cool, calm, collected.
Well, he was cool, calm. The student section trying to give him a little early count. He wasn't buying it, Greg. He said, no, I got more time.
Gieler not wasting any time. Back rim, and Rinneker with the board. Hyder in transition from 3. Off the back iron, so Cal Poly struggling to get locked in from downtown. Now 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. Reynaud draws a crowd. Gieler. The dish, Agarwal, top of the perimeter. That one looked to be good, just rattling out.
Yeah, he's been a little streaky lately. He can shoot it, though, Agarwal.
On the other end, going hard off the window. That was Bondol trying to make something happen. Again, a frenetic pace. Cal Poly totally comfortable with this.
No, and I like Stanford. They're looking for opportunities if they have some. I like that selective way of going.
Can't leave him alone. And Reynaud goes long on the 3 ball. We'll get a whistle down here.
He's nailed the shots before.
On the cut, beautiful dish, excellent score from Osiah Sellers.
I love his ability to slash. Osiah Sellers, Greg, can really get to the rim and to contort his body, but he gets there.
6 starts last year for the Trojans. On this end, 3 balls continue to struggle. Sellers now on the move, going one-on-one, just off the side rim.
Had a chance to get that off the glass.
Amongst the trees with Reynaud. Tough sledding. He's still there. They have to kick it out. And a foul.
Yeah, I love it, Greg. He's still there. You're right. If the 7-footer's not disappearing, he's...
When you have someone who's 7'1" standing down low, it makes you think 2 times, 3 times before you put that ball up. We're seeing that here for the Mustangs. Drive and kick. Open look on the corner. An air ball. Shot clock did not reset. Here's the kick from 3. That is what Cal Poly's trying to do. Owen Kuntz on the second effort.
No, he's bottoms. I mean, you give him a look up there, 90% from the line, and he can knock down 3s.
Kuntz averaging 14 points per game coming in. Blakes again. Reynaud being fronted. Draws a quadruple team. Just about everyone showed up for Cal Poly.
Yeah, and he hesitated. He brought the ball down, and big guys, when they bring it down, bad things happen.
Under 8 to play, first half. Little backdoor dish around the way and able to hit. Kuntz sliding in behind Reynaud.
And you know, again, you're going to have a tough time outscoring them, but you're going to have to play defense, and Stanford's doing that.
And as those highlights showed you, Stanford 8 points off turnovers, so making something out of those takeaways. In front, 26-22, coming out of the timeout. Here's Blakes. He draws a crowd. You see Jalen Thompson has come on. Shot clock to 8. Kick Agarwal for 3. All net for Ryan Agarwal, the redshirt sophomore from Coppell, Texas.
Oh, and a nice look from Kamen to get him the basketball out of a double. Great job.
Stanford pushes in front now, 29-22. The drive here, little contact, and can't get it to go, but free throws coming. Aces so much, and their staff and Coach DeGeorge, he was on board to come to Cal Poly when they got the job.
How about this? Relationships, relationships, relationships. They pay off.
Gieler now facing a double. Blake spinning, scooping, and hitting.
Well, how about the contact? He hit hard, and he spun off. Can't relax or celebrate a score.
Not when they're moving the ball this fast from beyond the arc. Can't hit. Second opportunity coming. Rinneker down low. Taken off the rim. Big block from Thompson.
Coach DeGeorge cannot believe there was not a goaltend on that play.
seemed goaltend eligible, that's for sure.
Well, he said, look, that ball was up and coming down.
Blake's again turning the corner, now stepping back and hitting, picking up where he left off against Grand Canyon. First the drive, now the step back. Looking down low. They love to work under the basket, those baseline backdoor cuts.
And you got to come away with something there. You can't come away empty. He could have drawn a foul, just hurried it.
Geeler coming up on 6 minutes to play, first half. Blake's foul line, jump. Just curls off the rim. Hustle there from Cameron, and then a whistle. Looks like he was pushed. That results in a couple of turned ankles, my own.
Yeah.
We get back to it here, 33-24. Geeler now. Back to Blake's. The man of the moment right now. Blake's timer to 7, now from long range. A little bit of a heat check there, couldn't get that one to go. And now the Mustangs on the move. Again, pushing the tempo right to the basket, stripped. Blake's comes up with it. Agarwal thought about a 3, takes it down the lane, the kick all day. Rattles around and gets the Maples bounce. Akpara from distance.
Well, he needed that. He's been knocking on the door with the 3 this year, but he nailed that one. Friendly bounce, I might add.
2 years at Harvard, first year at Stanford. Answering here, Uzman Vasilic.
Now Stanford's now in the run and gun game, and not sure that they want to be doing this up and down like this, but Cal Poly sure doesn't mind. They love the action of getting up and down and different guys in there.
Oh, they had a backdoor cut, didn't see it. Fighting for the ball, it's Blake's to the hoop, able to put it home. What hustle!
Well, they didn't pay attention to Jalen Blake's because he's sneaky fast, and he was able to keep it alive when nobody else thought he was there.
Talked about the effort against Grand Canyon, had the game winner against Santa Clara. He has been a huge add. Back iron there on the finger roll from Elliott. Geeler now, end to end, fading, and you're right, Stanford, they're being drawn into this frantic style by Cal Poly. But it's paying off in some respects because they're getting rips like this. Blake's now takes the bump, and they'll get a blocking foul. Make it so that it was a true charge. So too many people trying to just get in front of players. It was too dangerous. People could get hurt that way. And so that's
the point, Greg. And I think the officials have cleaned it up. I think it's been good for the game. But, you know, now you got to really be solid, be set. Now, interestingly, Stanford's going back, you know, full court press to 2-2-2-1, back to 2, and then they match out of it back to their man.
Isaac Spears has come on. Originally from Montana State, long-range triple. And that's an air ball on that attempt from Logan McLaughlin.
And that's what this young guy's done. He's taken advantage of his opportunity. He has prepared, and he stepped it up. I mean, he's having a great first start of the year for himself.
Oh, beautiful backdoor look to Reynaud, who does not miss from there, 40-27.
Well, interestingly, that was the first time they've got the ball to him point blank at the basket. And like you say, he knows what to do.
Now looking to go up against the big man down low. They again move that basketball around because he provides such a daunting presence down low. They have to get rid of it. Shot clock to 7. Hyder on the drive. The kick. Fading and unable to hit off the back rim there. That was Bondol again looking for the 3 ball. It's been a struggle here for Cal Poly. Now 3 for 14 from downtown. Coming up just short there was Reynaud. And out the Mustangs. Switching hands. An air ball there. Kick out. And the 3 ball rattles in, scored for Owen Kuntz. And again, they will be unconscious shooting the basketball, just continuing to put it up.
No, you know, you can't relax. I've seen this team a couple times this year now, and as I mentioned, covering them, they've been down double digits, and they've come back because of the 3 ball.
Akpara. Under 2.5 now, first half. Geeler. Reynaud in too deep, but off the mark. He's had a couple of close ones that he normally puts down, unable to convert.
It didn't go up to the basket like he normally does.
A tie up, and the arrow will send things the other way.
They were going to have to foul him, so he's done that this year. When he's needed a basket, he hasn't been afraid. He has not been afraid to give up his body and get hit going up for the shot.
12 points, 2 boards. for Reno. Here's Blakes now, looking to go back to the big man, draws a double immediately. Timer to 10. Reno with 4. His shot. And is well off the glass, does not draw.
If they W and 2, you can get to the rim, get to the foul line. If you're Stanford, you want to get there more than 2 times. They've only been there twice.
Breather now for Reno. He's playing a lot of minutes, averaging north of 35 minutes a game thus far. Meanwhile, Kuntz, the catalyst on offense here for Cal Poly. He's into double figures and counting.
He went up over the top. He got some vertical, Greg.
14 points now for Kuntz. Akpara. Good kick there, Kamen. Looking to power inside, looks to step through.
And he's pleading his case with the officials, but look at Benny Keeler with the steal.
Keeler the takeaway. Stanford will get it right back. Cardinal fans thinking ball don't lie. They wanted that call anyway. Into Akpara. Quickly moving baseline, got that first step, and he's fouled.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Greg. That's all if you can. It's, you know, it's not being self.
Off the inbound. Hyder in. Feeding Kuntz, and he's blocked. Kamen comes over to take it away. Keeler now. The Cardinal breakout. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Agarwal, too long. And Kamen able to hold position and grab that rebound.
Yes, for his team, he's really given his team a lift. Now you got Stanford. They've got some time. They can get 2 for 1. No, I'm sorry, they can get a quick one here.
Akpara, double clutch and 1. Was named Harvard's most improved player, 16.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, so he can be a go-to on offense. They know the ceiling is much higher for him here at Stanford. About a 1 second difference, shot and game clock.
Now they'll play for the last. They do not want to give Stanford a last look. They're going to see if they can get this down to single digits going into halftime.
Hyder looking to set the table here. Clock to 6 with 5. Backdoor, Kuntz again. And running out.
All they can do, and they have done, is double team him.
And there's a look at our big scores through 20 minutes. Reno and Kuntz. As we're back to it here. Here's Jared Hyder, one of the veterans on this squad. Just lost the handle. A scrum for the basketball, a tie-up, and the hustle there. Chisholm Akpara gets the start here in this second half, getting on the floor. And out the swing. The 3 ball is all net for Agarwal.
He can do that, Greg. He can score it.
His 3rd triple. And then just looking to bully his way past.
Tough.
And seeing his opportunity really expand this year. Limited time, came off the bench last year. Now being asked to do more in the starting lineup, scoring more, meeting that challenge.
And he can do more than score as well. He's actually a pretty good guy that's got to be aggressive for his team. If he can be aggressive and get some scores on the board.
Tough drive and 1. Rineker to the bucket. He was the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year last year, so you're seeing him blend the defensive prowess with the offense.
Well, he's done it twice too, Greg. I think he's won that award twice, so he can really play both ends of the floor.
Swing here, looking for Sellers. Keeler and now Blakes. And Blakes tripped as he makes his way down the lane. And
I can't keep those guys at bay. I mean, they can penetrate, so you're going to have to get a second defender to help against them.
Just about a minute gone by, a little more here in this second half. Akpara fires that pass. Keeler loses the defense, but can't hit the 3. Reno just sticks that long arm in there to keep it alive. Blake's off balance and a block. And Coach DeGeorge can't
set, but he's got to be vertical. And I'm not quite sure he was vertical.
DeGeorge pleading his case there. 1 of 2 from the line for Blake's 10-point lead for Stanford. Rineker again, drawing contact, same result. A chance at a 3-point play.
Choice, might want to force him left.
Rineker makes it 47-40. He's got 10 points now. He's got a double-figure effort. Once again, 6 of the last 7 games, Rineker has scored double figures, staying consistent here.
So they're really trying to get the ball inside to Reno. He's been open a couple times. They just were a little bit late trying to find him.
Blake's probing that defense. Now gets it into Reno. He draws a crowd, put it on the floor, and a reach in and a foul. Cal Poly looking for a jump ball.
Well, you know, Greg, the guys on him. There's 3 and 4 sometimes. I mean, he's commanding a lot of attention.
Gieler out of the corner there. Blake's the hustle. Akpara left alone. Spinning down low. He draws a little contact. No call, but able to finish in traffic.
He just found a way to get to the rim. We talked about that in the first half. He's really executed in that play.
Nothing there. Backdoor for Cal Poly. Jessup now. Kuntz spinning at the line. That's pure.
Can't leave him, Greg. I mean, you'd think he's exhausted his possibility. He takes you one way, takes the other, and you cut him off. Then he comes back and just puts it over your face. I mean, he's a player.
18 points for Kuntz.
Really confident player at that. I really impressed with his confidence.
Jesse Pruitt told us pregame, those 4 guys that came from Colorado Mesa, that winning culture, that continuity that they have as a unit, bringing that to Cal Poly here. Akpara takes the bump as he tried to go up and over Aaron Price.
What he needs him to do, if he can, is use his body. He's gifted, he's strong. Get to the line and give your team some easy ones.
Kuntz, finger roll. Good to go off the window. What'd they score in about a second and a half?
Well, and how about this, the give, the go. How many give and goes has he been involved in? I mean, I don't think there's a better guy I've seen all year that can pass it by giving it and go and getting it back again.
Akpara put it on the floor once more. Another bucket there for Chisholm Akpara. He went 1 of 2 from the line, then came back with the floater.
Well, these 2 guys are giving their teams a lift. They're really producing.
52-44 here in the second. Where do the Mustangs now go for offense?
Well, again, they've got to try to generate something off the drive.
Kuntz needed a little daylight. That's all it takes. What a night so far for Owen Kuntz.
And then when you try to take away a drive, that's what happens. Certainly you can't go underneath screens, and you got to get over the top. I mean, and Stanford didn't either, and so they paid the price. Kuntz has it going on again. 23
points for Kuntz. He's cut it down to 5. Cardinal answering. They do. Sellers buying from the corner.
You know, he's hit so many big shots for his team this year. And again, he's been quiet this game, but very capable.
Bondol, he can't respond. Kuntz with the rebound.
The grad player, whoa, Jared Hyder missed. His teammate was wide open under the basket.
Rinneker's back in. Hyder left alone. Able to hit. He's been quiet thus far. His first made bucket of the night.
No, he must have hurt us. I mean, he's too good a player for him to be scoreless. And if you're Stanford, watch out, because he can get it going too.
Averaging over 14 points per game, his first points of the evening. And then that attempt from...
will allow him to shoot that versus do what he's done the last several possessions, and that's take it to the seam, right to the basket.
They came in just 2 of 10 from downtown. They'll sign for that 3-point attempt. Rinneker now backdoor, in traffic, in trouble. The hustle, the scrum, and it's taken away by Gieler.
That was a scrum. I think 3 or 4 kick balls in there too. I'm not sure.
Skip pass here. Sellers can't get the roll this time. We've seen this Maples hoop reward the Cardinal a couple of times.
Well, Stanford now relying on the 3 maybe a little too much, because they were struggling trying to guard. Guarding the Stanford team in the rim.
Stanford now 8 for 24 from downtown on the evening. Here's Sellers on the run out to the hoop, 2-hand slam.
Well, thankfully for Stanford, they've done a good job defensively. They've gotten out, they've got some steals, steals, 84 from the line, and then he just hit the big 3. So well, you don't want to lose Jared Hyder, even though he hasn't had as big a game as he's capable.
Kuntz is back in, spinning, still in the paint, and just taking it old school, little YMCA action from Jessup, waiting everyone out, and goes with the hook.
Rick, I want to know who their post-pivot play coach is, because he deserves a raise.
The footwork has been excellent. Meanwhile, through the 5-hole for Reno, and here come the Mustangs.
I don't like the post entry at his feet. I like it something up top.
Bondol. Vasilic has returned. He's going to the basket. That double clutch. These guys are so steady, fundamental, going to the hoop, waiting off that defense.
Stanford was worried about this team coming in. It didn't matter that they had double digits lead. Cal Smith talked to us before the game. He's concerned. The staff was concerned. They knew this team was capable. They have been knocking on the door all season long and had some teams in trouble.
They saw the results against Arizona State, against St. Mary's.
USF, San Francisco, they were
start
up.
The season.
Yeah, double-digit lead, big.
Shot clock to 5. Geeler time winding down. Reno battling, fighting. Bondol's there first. And the Mustangs have it back. They're down 3. Bondol coast to coast with the left. Can't finish, but he's fouled. Free throws coming for the freshman. Down both, 85% coming in. And it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, you forget about any double digits. We talked about this. It's now anybody's game. Stanford's got to really dig down and dig deep.
Blakes into Reno, and a strip and a foul.
And Maxime Reno is saying it's about time. And you go away and start to do something else, reinvent things. Just go back to what got you the lead. Cal Smith saying, please, get it inside. Let's get some stops. That formula was working pretty darn well.
Kuntz draws a crowd, step back, triple, we're tied. Jessup from long range.
You can't challenge out, Greg. That was a challenge out. You have to challenge up. Big difference.
59 all. Geeler, they leave him free, makes him pay. Benny's back in business.
I love it. I love it, Greg. You got that right.
Cal Poly. They don't dawdle. To the hoop again, drawing a crowd, drawing a foul, and more free throws coming, this time for Vasilic.
Distance of taking the lead on Stanford.
Vasilic 0 for 2. Very limited experience at the line, just his second and third attempts in this freshman season.
There's a double screen up top. It's called a double drag screen.
Blakes on the drive. Reno, a little foul line. Jumper's all good. When in doubt, go to your star.
Well, they missed him. He was open early. He had to go back on the floor to get the ball back. He's being aggressive now.
Rineker floats that one up, and a good rebound there, controlled by Agarwal. Blake's now directing traffic.
Well, I liked it. Maxime Reno did a rim run. He was right at the rim, point blank.
Blake's the pull-up, tipped around. The hustle there from Jessup. Pushing ahead now. And looking for that 3-ball. Couldn't find it this time around. Vasilic on the drive. He's stripped. Geeler with the rip. Geeler now 1-on-2. Up and under. Rejected, but a foul.
Here, these guys are doing just a whale of a job in their very first year, and really without having the ability to do a lot of recruiting.
You had to get into the portal, get some guys. In Stanford's case, one of the biggest portal moves was not letting Maxime Reno leave. He took a look at the landscape, decided to stay, really likes the experience here.
That's good recruiting.
Huge save, exactly. Hyder's back in, that's a good sign. A bad sign, he's stripped.
Now,
and Geeler.
Benny Geeler's been a pest today. He's had his hands on a lot of balls.
Sellers now. Stanford trying to ward off this latest run here by Cal Poly. Sellers right down Main Street, able to hit.
Well, he's hit some big baskets for his team, and I've said this earlier, that's a big basket because Cal Poly's getting too close for comfort.
9-0 run for the Cardinal. To break this tie and surge back in front. Jessup fading, buries it. Tough stuff from Isaac Jessup.
Now that's just a big time basket. I mean, Benny Geeler was all over Jessup, and it didn't make a difference. Jessup just outlasted him and scored it.
Sellers, Reno was on his way to the rim. They couldn't find him. Now they show up. 3 are there to strip it away. Hyder comes up with the basketball. Jessup now thought about a very deep 3. Instead tries to Euro around Reno. 7-footer out to cover. Shot clock to 15. Kuntz on the move, able to hit, and the foul. Brunel, they ran the system, that super high-scoring offense what they do here isn't exactly that, but you see the way they move the basketball, the way they attack.
Now, Grinnell teams through the years, if you don't know anything about them, look it up. They've had teams scoring in the 150s, 160s. I mean, that's lore over there. I've played that team, Grinnell, when I was coaching in NEI. Look at that move. That's just a taught move, or nobody else was in the gym. So if you think that there's a nice offensive rebound by Jalen Blakes, my point, though, about Maxime Reynaud is
draws the foul again. With Cal Poly being over the limit, a 1-and-1, but can't hit on the first, so quickly the other way. Kuntz maybe got away with a shuffle. We play on, approaching the 9-minute mark here in the second half. Tarlach posting now against Gieler. Draws everybody. The kick from 3. All net. Rattle it home for Peter Bondel.
Well, that's a tough play because Reynaud came up and really challenged. But, Greg, don't look now. It's a 2-point basketball game.
A 9-0 run by Stanford. The Mustangs weathering that storm and now charging back. Gieler has had the answer all night long.
What do you say, Greg? He's open for business.
Back in business.
And he's not afraid to take big shots. I got to give him credit. That's a huge shot. His team only up by 2.
Make it 72-67 now. Gieler 13 points, 3 triples. Kuntz, mid-range is there.
Greg, once you let a player get going, and what I mean by that is Kuntz gets it going, it's hard to stop players once they feel in it. And he's feeling it. And just putting whatever he wants to do, giving Stanford the business.
Blakes, the foul line pull-up coming right back.
Well, it's like an NBA game. Like this is, I mean, you know, both teams just showing you their ability to score on each other.
Mustangs move that basketball. 3-pointer not there. Akpara able to control the board.
And we expected that to go down. I mean, it's just been both teams, you mentioned both teams going on huge runs. But now it's Stanford with a chance to open up, which could be a little bit of a cushion.
Blakes put it on the floor and can't finish at the rim, but free throws coming for Jalen Blake.
And Okpara that have scored those 24 points, where would they be without those 2 guys on the floor tonight?
That's a question Kyle Smith does not want to ponder for all that long.
Well, they're on the floor now, I can tell you that.
Cal Poly turning to Aaron Price. He's come back in. Facing a lot of pressure here. Just gets rid of that basketball. Finds Kuntz. Shot clock to 12. In the corner. Timer now to 8. Looking for help. With 2. Fading from 3 and just drawing iron there. It was the 3 shots to go back in front here with a bit of a cushion.
Oh, you'd like to get that rebound. That could have really sealed it a little bit and given them a little bit of a cushion. But now they got a reload. Cal Poly with a second chance opportunity.
Clock to 10. Bondel weaving through traffic. Baseline drive here, and they'll get a foul on Reynaud as Vasilic tried to turn the corner again.
It's not been an easy game to call, and they've done a good job, I think, keeping law and order, as they say.
Meanwhile, Stanford now at the 7-team foul mark, so that was ruled on the floor, a 1-and-1. They convert on both, but free throws the rest of the way on both sides here. 9 fouls for Cal Poly, 7 for the Cardinal. Blakes, Reynaud, the fake, and then...
This is the way Kyle Smith coaches his team. He challenges his team. If you get stops, you're rewarded. If not, now we got a basketball game.
Jessup, the give to Kuntz to the bucket, hammer down!
Well, there wasn't a stop there because Kuntz had his hands on the ball, and they have done everything but stop him. They've slowed him down at times tonight, Greg, but they have not stopped him. He's been a real pest.
30 for Owen Kuntz. 76-73.
Little foul. He can get aggressive. He can get to the foul line and do some things for his team now.
Gieler off the screen. Back iron on that triple. Hyder hunts it down.
That was a good look. Now they got to get back in transition.
Rineker, the kick. Jessup for the tie. All net!
Well, throughout the first 35 minutes of this game, because now we got a tie game.
76 all. 9th triple for the Mustangs. Akpara navigating and good off the glass.
Huge basket.
How fast do the Mustangs look to respond as we near the 5-minute mark? Kuntz the man of the match thus far, 30 to lead everybody. Shot clock to 10. Jessup, step back, feeling it. That's pure.
You know, if you're Stanford, you can't act surprised when Cal Poly hits these shots. That's what they do. What can you do? Come down and get a basket of your own, an easy one, and then get some stops.
Cal Poly has taken the lead.
Well, how have they done that? Let's look. Under 4-minute timeout. And they're going to see if they can guard with a little bit smaller lineup and see if they can't keep people in front of them and get some challenges under shots.
Jessup, this guy cooking and hitting.
Well, that's, again, you get put on roller skates because you're trying to get out and guard the three, and then all of a sudden the stutter dribble goes.
Isaac Jessup now 19 points, 5 threes. Blake's. Agarwal thought about it, and they'll regroup. Shot clock to 12. Akpara, so tough. Battling down low. Good back tap, but just add a play. Kamen out, Reynaud returns, so they don't wait to that under 4 timeout as we hit the 4-minute mark. Jessup, he's open. Heat check off the front rim.
Well, you're right, that was a heat check, but he'd earned the right to shoot that shot. I mean, he's been on fire.
Agarwal steps through, blocked from behind. Excellent help from Vasilic. Here comes Vasilic now, the kick. Hyder left alone, wing 3, rattles out. Rebounds there for Agarwal. Here come the card.
That would have put him up by 5, Greg, if that shot goes down, and it did everything but go down.
Sellers, big fake, Akpara. And the rebounds there for Jessup.
Well, I didn't think that the Stanford staff liked that selection.
Rineker now, and he's bumped by Agarwal. Free throws are coming here for Mac Rineker as we are.
But now, if you're Cal,
good fight for the basketball. That was all Kuntz in there to bat that one around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're Kuntz, you know, if you're guarding Kuntz, you have to make sure you know where he's at.
Second one is good. A 4-point lead, largest lead of the night for Cal Poly.
Yeah, that's like a 4-point play, Greg. You just can't give that up.
They got the win over Grambling to snap a 2-game losing skid last time out. Reynaud on the tip, not there after the Blake's miss. Kuntz now leading the charge. He draws a crowd, takes it himself, and Reynaud skying for that rebound. Able to rip it away there.
Huge rebound by Maxime Reynaud. They needed that.
Geeler, he's come up with some big baskets. Nearing 2.5 to play in this one. Blake's to the hoop, gets the roll.
Well, they needed that, Greg. I mean, now they still got to come down and get stops. It's going to come down to stops for Stanford.
2-point game.
Yeah, they can't exchange baskets when you're behind.
Jessup back with his shoe on, approaching the scorer's table. We'll see when and if he returns. Bondel.
Yeah, they're probing every opportunity, seeing what the defense they can get off the defense.
They draw Reynaud out, the step back off the mark. Agarwal with the rebound, and the card can tie or take the lead. As Jessup makes his way over to the scorer's table to return. Under 2 to play, second half. Blake spinning, Reynaud steps through and finishes. We're tied at 84.
Well, they've
Jessup back in the ball game. Free throws the rest of the way. Each side over the limit. Foul trouble not that big. Agarwal with 4, Rineker with 4 for Cal Poly. Everyone else in good shape. Jessup off the bench, pump fake, step back. The give to Kuntz. The drop, nothing there. They're working around the perimeter. Hyder from 3.
Well, how big a shot was that from Jared Hyder? He was injured. Didn't hear much for him, but he got hit the big 3 before he got injured. Now he hits a big-time 3.
Reynaud thought about it. Agarwal. Blake's now. Battling to the basket. The kick out. Agarwal, corner 3. Not there. Rebound controlled by Rineker. 3-point edge for Cal Poly. They haven't beaten Stanford since 1976, the first time they met. Rineker, uncontested, in for 2.
Huge basket by Cal Poly. The Stanford unit scoring a timeout.
Sellers can't respond. And now Cal Poly doesn't have to go so quick. And they'll take the foul. Free throws for
high. This team's been knocking on the door.
7-point lead, their largest of the night. Geeler, free throws coming. Good idea by Benny Geeler to push the temp. Full court pressure. Geeler right there, inches away from a steal. They go ahead to Hyder and give the foul, and free throws coming from both. Cal Poly, big tune-up here. They've got conference play coming up as Blakes is on the move right down the lane, and a late whistle as he made his way to the basket. So free throws on most nights, that should be enough. Now a tie up here, looking for it. Hyder in trouble and just getting a timeout.
Well, he's avoided getting the ball.
Leach to inbound. Lots of pressure here from Stanford. They get it in, trying for the tie-up. Still battling for that ball. Kuntz comes up with it. The throw ahead now into the front court, and there's a whistle with 21.7 left in the played in FIBA competitions, high-stakes junior national team competitions. Reynaud from the corner. They got to have it. It's an air ball. Geeler now racing back to the three-point line, fading. Front rim. Kuntz comes up with it. The throw ahead. Hyder all alone for an easy two. He'll put a bow on this one. Just 6 seconds left. Reynaud to the basket. The finger roll is there. Not enough for the Cardinal. 1.1 left, and Cal Poly is going to take the trip to Stanford and come away winners. They surpass